And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you a colleague and friend of mine, Deb Florian, who has very courageously agreed to share a little bit of her story with you here tonight. Hey, Deb, I hear you had a hard time getting here. What happened?
I almost didn't make it here. I was at the psychiatrist getting assessed. He asked me whether I would like a spoon, a cup, or a bucket to drain a bathtub full of water. I chose the bucket. He said a normal person would pull the plug. He offered me a bed by the window. What a close call. My diagnosis are major depression, severe recurring, and borderline personality disorder. It's odd to say that, since we focus on solutions at the Carriage House. My father killed himself when I was a baby. My mom, a paranoid schizophrenic, was violent, cussing, chasing me through my grandparents' house. I'd block a back room with furniture so I had time to climb out a window. I ran away, hitchhiking several times. Mom swung my bat at my head, but I ran fast. Grandpa broke my arm and sexually abused 2 generations of us. I cut, had sex, drank, and was suicidal at age 12. Defending myself, I pushed him and broke his hip. Then I wound up in 2 abusive foster homes, from which I ran away also. A teacher gave me a chance, and I excelled on the school paper. Also, I earned my varsity letter in track, breaking the discus record. Music was a comfort, and I got to go to Europe representing the United States of America. German beer resulted in bruises from a blackout escapade of borrowing my host brother's bike. I made the OU Marching 110 at college, but woke up in my first of many mental hospitals after mixing substances and winding on a 4th-story window ledge. I was too ashamed to continue college. Many failed relationships, menial jobs, my favorite managing a theater, and working for a paper on my days off for 6 years. I got my head split open in an accident in Toledo on a first date with a guy. I had many lives. The last Ohio escapade was a mini-day binge on Valium and booze. I woke up bruised in jail and found out I'd beaten up 2 cops. Thus, the move to Indiana for a fresh start. Beating up cops and then getting followed doesn't help one's paranoia. Still unstable, I was in a Park Center apartment, ready to be kicked out, stocking meds for a serious overdose, when a Carriage House member told me about this cool clubhouse he enjoyed hanging at. I came to the Carriage House. People said hi, like they were happy to see me. It made me feel good. They asked me to help type the menu. They needed assistance in the dining room with cashiering, bussing, tables, and being a waitress. They knew I liked writing, so they asked me to help with the newsletter. I loved it. I felt wanted. I learned to do bulk mailings for 2,000 all over the world. I got to edit, write, and help engage others. We were a team. I had a poor memory and asked Andy the same questions over and over thousands of times. I jotted the answers on sticky notes. He brought those notes I forgot back to me, bless his heart. He and no one ever put me down. My confidence was low, but I wanted to try helping with tours. Eventually, I was told I was great at tours. How uplifting. Me, good at something? Truly anyone can do anything they want at our clubhouse. I have helped edit grants, taken board at Indiana Clubhouse Coalition meeting minutes. I got to go to an international clubhouse conference in sunny Florida. Every day I walked on the beach. It was the closest thing to a vacation I'd had in decades. Tom and I presented at a workshop there. Our clubhouse is internationally recognized and respected. We got a video studio recently, and I've enjoyed reporting, editing, and making DVD movies. On Speakers Bureau, I got to share my love of Clubhouse with students. We lobbied legislators in Indy at the State House. We wrote letters. They helped me carry laundry in when I am unable to lift. Now I get to drive others on holidays when we have great fun get-together family meals. I drive on recreations. They trust me to use the credit cards. The Carriage House gave me 2 transitional employment jobs at the food co-op and the library when I could not find work on my own. The staff and members listen when I hurt. I can safely vent when I am upset. I haven't hurt myself or been hospitalized since I became a part of the clubhouse. Andy is a role model, and like a dad I never had. He test drove my cycle for me 2 times. He also kept the keys when I asked him to because I felt unsafe. He told me he loved me. Precious words that I never heard growing up, ever. I told him I love him. I do love all the members, staff, and do not speak those words lightly. They helped me move twice, once in a snowstorm, most recently out of a bad slum. Now I feel happier and safe. I have real pals. We hang in potluck and play games on weekends. It's a blast. I learn life lessons and I'm growing up. My health is better and I'm now off diabetic medicine, having lost 50 pounds. My confidence is so much better that I now volunteer in the community. My heart organization got to meet at Chad's house to support my cause. Today I was at the Coliseum at 7 a.m. to help with their fundraiser. What a social butterfly I've become. 2 nights ago, we had a whole block gas leak. I'm sure you heard about it on the news. A staff, Sherry, talked me down and also outreached other members in our apartment buildings. A member let me and my cat stay at her house that night. I was scared to death. I have 2 male friends also, and the nice thing is they have the same name, so I don't make a mistake when I call them names. I have goals and dreams now. My poetry and cards are approved to be sold on consignment locally. I want to make a webpage and employ our members. Pass it on. I would not be alive or prospering mentally or physically without the Carriage House. Thank you all so very, very much for helping keep my home, the clubhouse's doors open.